Epic Universe is living up to its name. It is truly an epic park unlike anything I have ever seen. Hello everybody, welcome. Today we are going to talk about everything that is going right at Epic Universe and some of the things that you are going to want to know before your first visit to the park. Universal finally lifted the ban on photos and videos at Epic Universe, and today we are officially moving from concept to reality. Now, I am going to try and make this video as spoiler-free as I can, but I will tell you there will be videos of some of the attraction queues, some of the different areas and lands and portals, and some of the restaurants and food. However, I will not be showing any ride POVs or any details of that nature. After this video, I will be dropping a full vlog of my time at Epic Universe. This will have tons of spoilers in that video. It will walk you around all the different areas, show you everything. You're going to get a bird's eye view of the entire park in this video. However, I will say there will be no ride POVs in that as well. After years and years of waiting for Epic Universe to open, covering it, doing lots of videos, I was finally able to step foot into this amazing park and bring you lots of video coverage. And I have lots of thoughts. So before we get inside the park, I want to talk about the very first thing you're going to encounter, which is the parking situation. Right out of the gate, I will tell you I ended up being parked in the preferred parking area, and I will say even from the preferred parking area, it was a decent walk. It wasn't super far. The handicap accessible area was right in front of the preferred parking, right near there, and that was still even a reasonable walk over to the park. The parking lot is split into two sides. There is sort of a path that goes straight down the middle. Kind of reminds me of Hollywood Studios a little bit if you've seen that. There are no trams at this park though, so you will be walking all the way from your car into the entrance. I will say that parking lot is pretty big, and if you are at the back of the parking lot or even near the back of the parking lot, it's going to feel like a really long walk. But there also is valet parking, which I would highly recommend if you have an issue walking or you are concerns about it. There is valet parking where you can get right into the park very close. You don't have to walk far at all. Bus transportation drops you off right next to the entrance of Epic Universe. So if you're coming from a bus, I got a little bit video of it. It was blocked off by sort of a wall. They were doing work on it late at night, but it is literally right near the entrance. So from the bus, you'll be right into the park. Now, let's get to the park. Right when you get there, right when you walk through that Chronos, that initial gate there that's basically the entrance into the park itself, two things immediately became clear for me. One, everything we saw in the concepts is real. It was all real and it just looks amazing. Two, this feels like a brand new theme park. It feels brand new, it feels modern and progressive. It doesn't feel like a theme park that's been there for 30 years. It really raises the bar and elevates what your expectations are for a theme park. Everything from the concrete work on the ground, from the portals, from the way the park is laid out, the entry area, everything is thought of in this park and it feels so modern. It literally transforms the expectation of what a theme park should be. Now, I'm going to say something really controversial here, but it's literally my opinion. I will tell you, for my entire life, I thought there will never be a theme park that rivals or challenges the entrance to Magic Kingdom. That feeling, that visual that you see when you enter Magic Kingdom onto Main Street USA and you see that Cinderella Castle in the background or Sleeping Beauty Castle if you're a Disneyland fan. I never thought that that would be rivaled. I just think it was not possible. And I will say, entering into Epic Universe and seeing Celestial Park and Helios Grand in the background, I couldn't get it out of my head. Does this rival Magic Kingdom? Am I getting a feeling and just this visual that I'm seeing? Is this as good as Magic Kingdom or better? To be honest, I don't know the answer. I haven't been there enough times. I haven't got to see it for years. I don't know. I don't know if it's better than that view, but what I can say is that the fact that I'm having that debate in my mind, that I'm even questioning, is it better? It's so beautiful and amazing. Is it even better? The fact that I'm having that debate in my mind is a huge win for Universal and Epic Universe. That's a huge deal. to even be me having that question in my mind. All right, so let's talk really quickly about early access and rope drop. We entered into the park about 45 minutes before it was supposed to open at 10 o'clock. Now, you will get early entry if you go to the parks and you stay, even from opening day on, you will get early entry if you stay in one of the Universal hotels. You will get in early. The procedure that we experienced is you enter into Celestial Park, you get in there early, they let you in before the park officially opens. You can sort of wander around in the space, take pictures. You can go to some of the stores that were open at each side of Celestial Park there. There's basically a left side and a right side, and there's basically blocked off there right past those stores. If you're going to the left side, that's going to take you to Super Nintendo World and Dark Universe. And if you're on the right side, that's going to take you to How to Train Your Dragon and the Ministry of Magic. I'm a big fan of that process because then you can kind of wander around, take photos, you can explore some of the stores, buy some of the merchandise, see what there is to offer. It doesn't feel like you're just standing in line under a hot sun the entire time. And the two areas where you are waiting to get through the rope sort of drop area on each side is covered. So that's really nice as well. So you're under, at least if you're in a reasonable part of the front of that line, you're going to be in a covered space, not standing in the sun. Let's start off talking a little bit about Celestial Park. Celestial Park is absolutely beautiful, absolutely gorgeous. However, I will say out of all of the different lands, it felt the most unfinished to me of the different lands. Some of the splash pads were not really working. Some of the lights was still not working. The Blue Dragon restaurant that's right there off to the left at the back of the park, that was a no photos and videos zone. We weren't able to see Blue Dragon. I mean, I got to see it, but I couldn't take any videos of it, and it's not open yet. They're still working on it. They're also working on some sort of restaurants over on the right side of Celestial Park. Those aren't open yet. We don't even know what those are going to be yet. We've been speculating what types of restaurants they're going to be. Also, there was the removal of the Celestians and the entertainment in Celestial Park. I do feel like that is a negative. I think that they should bring some entertainment back to Celestial Park. Maybe the entertainment they had wasn't working for them and they wanted to retool or refactor it, but I did feel like it was sort of the most unfinished space, and it still looked absolutely gorgeous. Once the sun went down and you were able to see this park at night, I mean, it looked absolutely spectacular. Celestial Park is definitely the most beautiful to me. I think it looks phenomenal. It's definitely Universal bringing the parks back into theme parks. I mean, the water, the trees, the landscaping, everything, the way the sight lines were set up, absolutely beautiful area of the park. And it still felt like the most unfinished. So when it's actually complete and everything is firing, it's going to be even better. Which I can't even imagine it being better because it was so phenomenal the way it was. One of the things I really loved was the seating areas around that sort of central water fountain area in front of Helios Grand. You can definitely see people being able to sit there during a water show or even the fireworks that are going to happen behind Helios. I think it's going to be great viewing space. I love the way that they sort of thought about how to create a space where people could just comfortably sit in these little grass areas and enjoy the water show. It's really well done. All right, well, let me talk really quickly about one of the odd ones. It could be considered a negative or maybe not a negative, depends on you. There's a lot of stairs in this park. A ton of stairs. A lot of the attractions have stairs going up into them or the areas going into them. There's a lot of steps. There are also, of course, elevators and ramps and ways to get around those stairs, so no worries from an accessibility perspective, but there are a lot of stairs. Didn't bother me at all because I don't mind it, but I will call that out. I want to shout out Christian and his family. Met them at Volcano Bay. They were fantastic. They actually pointed that out to me at Volcano Bay, so I made sure to look for the stairs as I was going through the park, and it was immediately noticeable to me. There was a lot of stairs on a lot of the attractions, so just be warned about that. But again, there are ways to go around that where you don't have to take stairs at all. All right, at the start of the day, as predicted, per what I said in a previous video, most people ended up going to Super Nintendo World and How to Train Your Dragon area. Right out of the gate, those were the two most popular areas. Everybody flocked to those. Just a reminder, during early entry, which will be coming from opening day on, early entry, Super Nintendo World and Stardust Racers at Celestial Park, that will be open early. So I anticipate those being the most popular right out of the gate. Then How to Train Your Dragon. So if you haven't seen that video I did about wait times, I talk in that video a little bit about the optimal paths and how you should approach the park, as well as talking about the wait times throughout the day and what rides will be the most popular. Check that video out. It has tons of information in it. And I will say our day while we were there, We had all the official wait times. Everything was spot on what I was predicting, what I was talking about in that video. Let's start out with the first attraction, Stardust Racers, right there in Celestial Park. I gotta tell you, absolutely outstanding attraction. Velocicoaster, dethroned maybe? I don't know. I've always said Velocicoaster for me is probably the best intense roller coaster in all the parks. Hagrid's is probably the best experiential coaster in the parks. I'm also a huge fan of Guardians of the Galaxy Cosmic Rewind, top ride for me at Disney. I gotta say Stardust Racers, I got to ride that a couple of times. It just was amazing, the energy in that place, all the way up until closing. There was chanting going on between yellow and green, and there was a race, and everybody, there was so much energy there. I love the flux capacitor Easter egg that's on the back of those coasters. It's just a fantastic ride. I will tell you, I was in the front row for all of my rides, and just I kept connecting with the guy in the front row on the other car, and the entire way through the ride we were pointing at each other, having to like razzing each other on, we're gonna win, I'm gonna win. At one point when they crisscross and you can almost literally like reach out and touch fingertips on this ride, we were reaching for each other. It was just so much fun. Like I love Velocicoaster, but the energy and the interactions with the other car and the fun that I had on that ride, Stardust Racers might be better. It might just be more enjoyable. I don't know. You gotta be your own judge of that once you get to ride it. But to me, it is a worthy successor to Dueling Dragons. It is a phenomenal roller coaster. Now on to the portals of the different lands. Absolutely spectacular. Love these portals. They are phenomenal. I was not expecting the portals to look so great. You can see them in pictures and video, and it looks good, looks great. In person, it was even better. I didn't expect them to have all these amazing like archways on the inside with the sort of, I don't know, LED, OLED screens or whatever with the different things, vibrancy during the daytime even, and then at nighttime they just look even better. Now let's move over to Super Nintendo World. I will say they're still having problems in the entire land itself. The entire portal of Super Nintendo was shut down for part of the day. I think they're having electrical issues where all the moving parts and things that are happening in Super Nintendo World shut down. They have an issue. So they shut the entire portal down, which I thought was a great design choice. They have doors that they can close an entire portal off. So you can see how they could use that for different events, parties, different things that are happening. They can close off different things. That allows them to use Celestial Park potentially, or even a particular land of the park, while simultaneously being able to shut off all the other portals. Could be really interesting. Think of maybe some sort of nighttime event for Dark Universe. Might be pretty cool, but then shutting all the other portals off, I think it could be awesome. Great design choice. But we did eventually get in, and Super Nintendo World, of course, is amazing. You've seen it in some of the other parks. But it was absolutely spectacular going in. There is an escalator that takes you up. There are elevators as well. So it's a little bit different than the one over in Hollywood. And the view that you get when you first walk in is spectacular. There's so many things going on. This was the most by far crowded land of the entire park, and I believe it will continue to be the most crowded land in the park because there's just so many things to do and interact with the power bands, all the games you can play. It's a small, I believe it may be the smallest land. It's all very compact, and so there's just lots of people in there. It will be really crowded. Donkey Kong Minecart Madness, I think, will be the standout attraction for this land. I personally have still not been able to ride Minecart Madness. It's been closed every single time, all day long. It just has not been able to go. They were running it, they just weren't allowing anybody to ride it. So it is very difficult to get on this ride. I do think it will have low capacity. I've mentioned this before. It is going to be one of the ones you want to hit. I would say it is the #1 thing you should hit at the park out of the gate. It should be the first thing you get done because it's going to have a huge wait time. It seems to have some problems. And I think it's the best attraction in Super Nintendo World by far. The Yoshi ride was fine. It's great. I think it's a great ride for people to just kind of chill, take a nap, I guess. I don't know. It moves really, really slow. I cannot say enough how slow this thing moves. So if you want like maybe People Mover, except 1/10 the speed, Yoshi's Adventure is going to be for you. Mario Kart Bowser's Challenge, great ride. I really enjoyed it. The queue was phenomenal. I feel like the queue was actually better than the ride itself. The ride was fine. I enjoyed it. It's not something that I'm going to wait in line for more than 30 minutes. We ended up waiting about 70 minutes just to experience that ride. I don't think it's worth a 70-minute wait, but it was a lot of fun. I also met two amazing guys in line for Mario Kart. They were so much fun. They were hilarious. I will shout them out in my vlog. They'll be there. Shout out their channel. Hey guys, hopefully I see you at Flyers real soon. You made that 70-minute wait go by in a flash. Now let's move over to Dark Universe. Absolutely ridiculous. Unreal. During the daytime, this place is unreal. Nighttime, I can't even imagine. We didn't get to see it at nighttime. I can't even imagine how amazing and epic it's gonna be. But this land was spectacular. I really loved the fact that there were lots of character interactions sort of roaming the land. They weren't behind a line. Like, I didn't have to stand in line and wait. I know there will be some meet and greets where you have to stand in line and wait, but the fact that there were a lot going on here that were just roaming, like Igor, which I think Igor's a standout, fantastic. I really loved Igor. He was absolutely awesome. The Invisible Man, it was fantastic. There was some roaming minstrels, just a lot of fun character interactions. There were also lots of little details if you're looking, little Easter eggs, things that you may not notice. I really enjoyed heading over to Curse of the Werewolf. If you look in the concrete, I noticed that there were like human footprints that eventually turned into like werewolf footprints. And I just thought that was such a nice little touch. If you pay attention, there's lots of those things in this park. Monsters Unchained, the Frankenstein experiment, absolutely spectacular. Love the ride. I really enjoyed it. The queue was phenomenal. Animatronics, of course, everybody's been talking about them. Finally got to see them up close and personal. And I will tell you, like, there was at certain points in the attraction in the queue, like Victoria Frankenstein, she was like staring into my soul. Like, I was looking like she felt like a real human being talking to me and staring at me. It was just really cool experience. The fluidity of the animatronics is awesome, out of this world. Now, I will tell you, this was a less intense attraction than I thought it was going to be. I thought for sure it was going to be way more intense than it was, with the over-the-shoulder restraints, with the removal of the frame around you on the ride vehicle. I thought this was going to be more intense with more upside down and things like that. It definitely wasn't. It was very chill. It was actually felt less intense to me than Forbidden Journey over there at Islands of Adventure. And that's because of the loss of screens. A lot of this stuff was real world animatronics and things to look at. There were some screens, but they were blended seamlessly. And I think that really removes a lot of the vertigo and the motion sickness that you may get on the Forbidden Journey. So to me, it's a less intense version of Forbidden Journey from a motion sickness perspective. From an attraction perspective, it blows Forbidden Journey out of the water. But I think it's actually a smart move for Universal, because I think a lot more people are going to be able to ride this than can ride Forbidden Journey. We also got to re-ride Monsters Unchained. This is what I want to talk about. I don't think this line will be a long line. I said this in my previous video. I believe this is going to be a 30-minute, maybe 45-minute on average attraction. This attraction has high capacity. It's very popular, but it has high capacity. I don't think it's gonna have a long wait time. We got to re-ride, meaning we got off, got right back on. We just hooked around and got right back on the ride. They asked us if we wanted to re-ride. We went ahead. Of course, I was like, yeah, we're gonna re-ride. So we got to ride this multiple times, and it was really awesome. Curse of the Werewolf for me was a sleeper hit. I was not expecting it to be that much fun. I thought it was going to be a kid's ride. It ended up being phenomenal. I really enjoyed that attraction. Highly recommend it. It does not spin as much as you think it's going to spin. If you get motion sickness, I don't think you're going to have a problem on Curse of the Werewolf. Let's move over to Wizarding World of Harry Potter. Photos and videos are not going to do this place justice. I'm telling you. However big you think this place is, it is bigger, I promise you. It is absolutely like you are stepping onto the streets of Paris. And I mean, the archway in the beginning, everything just is towering, like towering above you. There are definitely places where they're using like perspective tricks and things to try to make it seem like it's taller than it is, but most all of the actual area is as tall as it seems. It is unreal. I will say Battle with the Ministry still shut down. I know everybody keeps saying it's up, it's going, it's great, look at all the media previews. Guess what? I want to explain this to you. They opened Battle at the Ministry for media previews, but there were also other people at the park that day. All the team members were there was hundreds and hundreds and thousands of people at this park. The only people they opened the attraction for was the media people, because it still has a capacity problem. They can't get enough things running on the track simultaneously, and they can't keep it running, so they were very careful about who they let ride the attraction. It was still down. A lot of the media people didn't even get to ride it because it was broken. They even eventually shut off the queue, so not even being able to go into the queue and experience it. So I will tell you, it's still having problems, but
I do think Battle with the Ministry will be ready, especially by April 17th, which is pass holder previews. Definitely be working by opening day.
Went into Cosme Aquadur because I wanted to check that out and see all the new wands. They do have the triangular boxes as we were anticipating. These are the special Cosme Aquadur wands. These are all Generation 1 wands. They also have the Gen 2 wands from the Wizarding World or the British Ministry of Magic, so the rectangular boxes are the original Gen 1s that are already available. And they did have the Generation 2, the 4 Generation 2 wands, but these are the ones you can get anywhere else. I did try some of the wand experiences there, and some of them weren't working, but some of them were, and they were a lot of fun. I wasn't able to find anything that was specifically Generation 2, like there is over in Diagon Alley, but it was still worth bringing my wand over there. Make sure you use the app to sort of track your progress and all that. You're going to want to do it. But my one note for this land, it needs another attraction. We know another one was planned. It ended up getting cut, or it was either budget concerns, or maybe they didn't like what they were doing with that attraction. They ended up cutting it. You can see where the facade is for that attraction and where it will go, but it does need that other attraction to round out that land. How to Train Your Dragon, absolutely amazing. To me, this felt like the most complete, most immersive land of all the different spaces. I was blown away by this. It really felt like a vibrant, living like village. It felt like I was stepping into this Viking island village, and I absolutely loved it. There's all these characters roaming. There was character interactions, their costumes, their visuals, their prosthetics, everything, their accents, everything that they did was spot on, just spectacular. There was animatronics that were just there to be there for like no reason. Like animatronics that you would expect to be in like an attraction were just hanging out on the side of the street. Like it was like everywhere I looked, there was like little animatronics and characters and creatures, and I was just blown away by the detail. To me, this is the most complete, spectacular land in all of them. I will say Hiccup's Wing Glider for me was a sleeper hit. I thought it was going to be great, but it ended up being better than my expectations. It really was like a Hagrid's Light, is what I will say. Like a less intense version of Hagrid's, but it did not feel like a kid's coaster at all. I loved the storyline. I loved the music on the attraction. It felt like Hagrid's, like you're going through a story and there's all these interactions and experiences happening on the ride. Can't say enough good things. It's definitely a sleeper hit. And again, I will say it again, this will have a long wait. You're gonna want to get it done early. When we were there, only one side of the attraction was running, so the line was even longer, but I do think this is gonna be a popular ride. Let's talk about the food. I did lots of videos on the food and how Universal is elevating the food in their theme parks and raising the expectations of what theme park food is supposed to be. They've done it. I'm telling you, the food was amazing. We didn't get to even try that much food. The food we tried was light years better than most theme park food that I've tried. And I'm speaking specifically about the quick service model. I'm not talking about sit-down restaurants. Disney has great sit-down restaurants. There are plenty of sit-down restaurants in City Walk that are great. Epic Universe sit-down restaurants, the Atlantic was beautiful. Didn't get to eat there. Don't know if the food is good, but it looks amazing. But the quick service model that they've established here is a massive winner. I'm telling you, every single one, this is where you basically go in, they find you a table, you sit down, you order from the table via your mobile app. If you can't order via the mobile app, you can go up to the front and order. And once you order your food, you go back to your table, and then your food just shows up. Somebody brings you your food and you enjoy sort of a sit-down dining experience at the speed of quick service. And the food was spectacular. We tried Pizza Moon. I loved the food. I thought it was great. We did DeLacy's Cottage, which was one of the grab-and-go snack shacks. We did the Cinnamon Bites there, which were absolutely awesome. The Frankie Pretzel was fantastic. So everything that we got food-wise was out of this world. Really quickly, let's talk shopping. I can't say enough good things about their shopping experiences. Every single store, every place you would buy merchandise was themed to the nines. Like just themed amazingly. And I got a little bit sad. And here's why. Because it reminded me of the shopping experiences and stores that used to be at Disney,
before they took all that theming away and moved into these like modern, clean aesthetic. And I think of like mouse gears over at Epcot and being able to walk in there and all the gears and everything were happening. Like the theming used to be great. I really felt like Epic Universe took it to the next level, and I just absolutely loved it. The theming was every single shop. I looked around, there was just so many cool things to look at. I really miss it, Disney. I don't know why you did that. I think it was a bad choice. And Epic Universe brought it back, and it's just phenomenal. In the Nintendo store out there in front of Super Nintendo, I'm just gonna say it, Zelda. Lots of stuff happening there. There was 3 stained glass windows out of 8 at the top that were Zelda related, Ganondorf, Zelda herself, and Link. There was all these Triforces on the ground in that store, and they were playing the Legend of Zelda music in the store. There is no Zelda IP on property. Why are they playing all that? Could just be because Zelda's popular and they want to sell Zelda stuff. I don't know, but I keep wondering. It might be an Easter egg. It might be a little nod to the fact that I think we're getting the Zelda Land, which I've been speculating, so I think that's coming. Whether it comes to Epic Universe or whether it's coming to the Lost Continent over in Islands of Adventure, that might be the next big project we hear about. Yeah, stay tuned. All right, this park takes 2 days. This is absolutely a 2-day park. It's not something you can get done in one day. There's so much to see. We rode so many rides. We rode them multiple times. And I still feel like we didn't even get to ride all. We definitely didn't get to ride all the attractions, and I feel like we barely scratched the surface of the park. Now, as amazing as this park looks during the day, it looks even better at night. It's unbelievable. At the end of the day, we literally found ourselves just sitting at Celestial Park on a random bench, and everywhere we looked was something cool to look at, and the music that was playing, it was very ethereal. There was a breeze coming across. Like, I could have sat there all day. I think we sat there for like a half an hour. We just couldn't move. It was just like we just took it all in, and it was absolutely beautiful. I will also say dozens of people were stopping me during the day and just saying hello, and they watch my channel. I absolutely loved that. I cannot wait to see you all, hopefully opening day and beyond. Please, if you see me, come up and let's have a conversation. Let's chat. I'd love to know who you are. I'd love to know a little bit about your story. I'd love to take some pictures with you. It was a lot of fun, so thank you everybody who talked to me. It was an amazing day. So the last question is it the best theme park in the world? Is it the best theme park? Or even the best theme park in the United States? I can't answer that. I don't know the answer. But the fact that I'm asking the question, the fact that I'm even debating it, and I keep going back and forth and thinking what's good about this, because it's so hard because everything's so new. It's got that fresh newness to it. And so you can get kind of crazy in your mind and think this is absolutely the best thing ever. But then like over some time, you have to think about it. I don't know that I can answer it. I really don't. But the fact that I'm even debating it, and this is before it's even finished. I haven't even gotten to experience everything. Some of the things aren't even in place. This is phase 1 of Epic Universe. There's still more coming. The fact that I'm debating whether it's the best in the world, and it's not even finished, and there's more coming, that tells you a lot. All right, so that is my review. That's the way I feel about Epic Universe. Lots more videos to come. Once again, thanks so much for watching. Be sure to like, subscribe, share. I'd love to hear from you in the comments. What are you looking most forward to? Have you been there? What was your experience? Love to hear from you. Thanks again for watching. Until I see you next time, the noble way is the easy way. Bye-bye, everybody.